Tom here with another Transformers review. This is, as I'm sure you know, Fanstoys Stomp. It's their version of the Sludge from the cartoon. It's fantastic. The Dinobot mode and the robot mode are just great. So here you'll see him. I kind of wanted to display him with all of his accessories. So he has the gun, the sword. The extra eyes are red eyes because in Dinobot mode right now he has blue eyes. He has red eyes you can swap them out. He has both a chrome set of red eyes for the head sculpt, a non-chrome blue set of eyes for the head sculpt, two separate faces, which the eyes are all swappable between every face, and then he has the cartoon googly eyes from the episode where he has the googly eyes. It's really cool. And then these are the fillers for FT7. Sever had that hole in the center of him in Dinobot mode, and these are the fillers for that. I unfortunately don't have FT7, so I won't be able to demonstrate it, but I just want to show that they already have them. They actually have some paint on them too. They have like a gunmetal right here, and then like a navy gray in there. I don't know if you can make that out, but they look really good. So they did a really good job. It'll be interesting to see how that works. Like I said, I unfortunately don't have him, so I can't show that off. But after getting this guy and getting a chance to hold on to him, and then getting to play with Quake Wave earlier this year when I got him, I'm definitely leaning towards getting the rest of the Dibots because they are unbelievably good. We have the gun here. It's got really nice gold chrome. This front piece is translucent, if you can see that. That's actually really nice. They did a really good job with that. I like, because the only Dinobot that I have right now is the Giga Power Gutter, and I don't really like the way they did the switch on the accessories. I like that these are like clicks. I think the other ones on the Gutter are actual switches you have to move back and forth. So I like that these are clicks. But that's the gun. So we have the sword. Very nice. The red chrome is pretty awesome. I really like the way they did it. I'm trying to get the light to hit it well so you guys can see. I really, really like the way they did that. That's a really beautiful sword. And they have a good job with the plastic, the translucent plastic as well. The gutter, I really like the way they did their plastic, and I really enjoy this too. It's pretty good. There's a sprue mark, if you can make it out right there, that the chrome flaked off on. That kind of sucks. There's some chrome flaking on the handle, some more where another sprue mark was. So hopefully that's something they can fix before the final release of this thing, because that's a bummer. These weapons are like a showpiece when it comes to these figures. So hopefully that's a little bit better. There's no flaking on the gun. I already kind of showed these off, but the eyes in Dinobot mode, they're super cool. The paint's actually pretty good. There's a little dodginess on the one eye right there, but other than that, really nice. And then all of the pieces for the alternate heads and whatnot are right here. So we have the alternate face, another alternate face, and they got some good line work in there. I really like that. The eyes, which just get popped in, and then another set of eyes, which would just get popped in. And then the third set of eyes, which would just get popped in. These actually go in, if I'm trying to make it so you guys can see this. They would just go into the Dinobot mode. That's the eye right there. For articulation in robot mode, I really like the way they've done a lot of this stuff. So for the arms, they have really good ratchets. They're really, really smooth. They have a bicep swivel. The hands are on a swivel. There's no wrist articulation as far as like a bend or anything like that, but they're really good. And then Bobby Skullface mentioned this in his review, and I absolutely agree. I love the fact that, because normally on a Dinobot you get hindered about right there, but I love the fact that they went ahead and added that extra bend in there so you can get all the way up, and that just looks fantastic. I really love that. So that's something they didn't have to do, but they did, and it also does help for transformation. So that's really great. The fingers are individually articulated. They're really tight, which is nice. They have a there's a pin here and a pin here, and they're not on ball joints. which is fine with me. I don't mind that. I like the ball jointed hands, but I understand people's issues with them. So the head is on looks like a hinge, and I can't tell if it's a ball. No, it's two double hinges. So that's nice. There's a hinge down at the bottom of the neck, and then a hinge up in the head too. That's really nice. You get a lot of range of motion. He can look up pretty well, but most importantly, he can look down. So that's very cool. The wings are ratcheted, and you can move them up and down and then back and forth depending upon your liking. Same thing on the other side. The other arm is identical. They can rotate all the way around, but they get hindered by the wing, which doesn't really matter that much. He does a full 90 at the elbow, and that should be it for the arms. That's it. So now onto the legs. The legs are actually the only issue I have with this guy. And the issue comes in with this right here is, it'd be nice if it had a locking mechanism for when in robot mode, but it doesn't. And it's not terrible, but it comes out really easily. So you'll be posing him and his leg will kind of just flop in. Like, it's not hard to get it to do that. And then also this, when they have a lot of die cast in the legs, so that's kind of an issue. And I mean, it's not terrible, but it does get a little annoying. And then these ratchets in the hips, I don't know if you can hear this, but they don't sound too good right now. I don't know if that's because this has been passed around a lot and he's just kind of getting a workout, but that's a little bit of an issue. He does have full toe articulation, just the toe, which is fine. His legs do go all the way out to here, and he gets just short of a 90 with his legs, which is really nice though. He goes that far out, and he holds it fairly well. It does droop a tiny bit, but he does hold it pretty well. And he also does have an articulation in the waist. The waist articulation is actually really, really good. The ratchet in there sounds fantastic. Oh, and then one other thing really quickly. This area in here is fine. It's perfectly fine. It looks fantastic. It cleans up amazingly well, but it has a tendency to pop out sometimes when you're fooling around with him. Just be mindful of that when you get him, because some of that stuff is a little bit loose in there, and you might just want to be careful when screwing around with him. The paint on this guy is top notch. They put it in all the right places. Underneath this panel right here, they have some paint in his chest. He has paint on these decals on his chest right here. In his crotch, the paint right there looks fantastic. I really hope you guys can make this out, but they have like the wiring and everything inside of the leg is all painted, and then has a translucent plastic over the top. That looks fantastic. He has some gold underneath a translucent plastic on the legs in Dinobot mode and in robot mode right there. That's also present on the upper arm right there, which is really, really cool. All this area inside of here is painted with details and whatnot, and this is just, it's beautiful. They did a fantastic job. Stuff that they really didn't have to do. This area right here on the wings are all painted. Just great. The chrome looks fantastic. So other than that, I mean, he is fantastic. Now, just very quickly, we're going to do some robot size comparison, just so you guys can see just about how tall he is in comparison to some of the other MPs that I have. So here is MP10, and that's not a very good size comparison. Now they're at the same depth. And then for an FT product, I've got their MP Shockwave Quakewave. So that's a pretty good idea of about how tall he is. Okay, so just to get my hand in there, and then so he is, if this is the top of Prime's head, he is here. So out of frame. He's pretty darn tall in comparison to Prime. It doesn't look like that because of the angle of the camera, but he is massive. I'm gonna see if I can't get this to be at eye level. So you guys, yeah, there you go. Just so you can see how massive he is. That is how massive he is. He is at least an inch taller than Prime. So there's a robot size comparison. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to transform this behemoth on camera, so we'll see how that works out. So first of all, what I was doing was up here in the head, this area right here, I was pulling down this front panel, and then in the back is where they tuck the Dinobot head into, which is ingenious. It looks so good, and it hides it really well. So I've been doing this, because then what you can do is pull the head out, and then he will collapse into the chest, just like that. So once you have that done, then you can close that back up. And then I found out that the best way to do the transformation as far as the arms are concerned was to get them up and kind of face them back towards the head like that. So they're kind of shooting up with the neck. Then they're out of the way of the wings. So that way they're up out of the way, so you can get the wings to come around then. So that was something I had to figure out. It's just a little tip. Now I pull the tail out and get that out of the way on both sides. And those both extend, and you'll see why. And then this area right here for the back of the leg pops open, and then these parts for the feet come out. They accordion in for robot mode, which is really, it's a cool effect that popped around where it wasn't supposed to be. Okay, so then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Get that out. Oh, that did the same thing. It popped out farther than it was supposed to be. And see if you can't get that to go a little bit better. There we go. Okay, now you can extend. Oh, these are pretty tight, but you got to extend the hips. There we go. Oh, not the hips, the thighs. You got to extend the thighs. All right, so once you have that done, he's almost in a state where you can start folding him back up. It's actually a pretty simple transformation. I really like it a lot. So the next thing that I did was I rotated the waist. So now you can bring these wings around both of the legs, and then this head has a tab right here that both of these will hold on to. But once you do that, you have to get these legs to come back down, because now this is hindering the head from sitting there. So pull that in, get the head underneath that, and then there it's tabbed in right there, just like that. So we'll get to the arms later, because that's a really, really easy thing to do. This is just the bulk of the transformation. And then you have to swivel these, just like that. So now you're looking at him like this, with the inside of his leg pointing out. And then these two mechanisms right here are like little, I don't know if you can make it out, but these are like little buttons, and you have to get them all the way pushed down. And sometimes they seem like they're all the way pushed down, and they're not. So you kind of got to fiddle with it, and then they'll go. Okay. Yeah, bingo. It's a really strong mechanism, and it works really, really well for holding the hips in place. So pop that back all together, and then we have to rotate these around just like this. So that way, now when this folds around and he's fully extended, that's the back of the Dino right there. So pull the tail out and unfurl the whole thing. I'll get a better shot of that on this side once we get to that point. Okay, so now we want to take the tail. It just unfolds like this. That snaps into place, and then that's good to go. And then these guys right here flip up, and then inside there's two tabs. I don't know if you can make them out, but there's two tabs right here. One right here, and then one right here. And those both peg into the top of the Dino tail to hold it in place. So fold these all the way flat, and then peg the Dino tail into the back. They peg in right there. I can peg them together, get that all done. Make sure the base, there's two tabs in there. You gotta line them up, and they just snap right together. Now onto the back of the Dino. These, like I said, will go straight into those tabs right there. They're kinda, you got to get them right, but once you get them right, they go right in, and they're really, really, really strong. So then there's underneath the Dino, there are these two panels right here. So this panel, I think they did this because they didn't want to have to have to give out any more pieces like they did with Sever, it's really nice that they thought about it though, because this is a really good fix for this hole. So this one goes down first, then this one goes down right on top of it, and they sit in place just like that, underneath, closing off the hole there. So now, to deal with the Dino legs, they have, you can see there's a split right there in leg. If you put your nail in there, and just, it's either this side or that side. I think it's this side. One of them. Yep, there we go. Oh, he popped apart on me. So now you can pull inside of here. You can pull out with your finger and pull out the Dino legs. And it snaps right back together, and then the feet and all the little toes are in there. The toe. Oh man, it's right there. I wish there was a little thing, because then you could get the toe. But all right, let me get that real quick. All right, and then we'll do these arms up here. Now this is actually one of my favorite parts of this whole robot. So this is a great idea the way they did this. So the hands, just you fold the thumb down like you would on pretty much every other Transformer that has fully articulated hands, and then you take these fingers and get them perfectly flat. And that's very important, so make sure they're perfectly flat. And then these toes split apart. And this panel back here on the hand flips open. And then you can just take the fist and rotate it straight inside there. And it's that simple. I love that. That is so cool. We're good to go. So that is him. Man, he's awesome. This is the second time that I've transformed him, and legitimately, this is the second time that I've transformed him. I just got him in the mail today to do a review, and this is just, yeah, it's definitely making me question why I haven't started getting this set yet. But now we're going to take a look at articulation and everything in Dino mode. So in Dino mode, he is not as articulated as some of the other, but I mean, well, his neck is extremely articulate, but he's not as articulated as some of the other Dinobots that I've seen reviews on. His feet they have a tilt to them, which is really cool, but they don't have any swivel, which is a little bit of a bummer. So, or not swivel, pivot. So when you try to get him in poses, you can't tilt them, which is a little bit of a bummer. But other than that, they're great. The back feet are actually even better with the tilt, because they have it at the ankle legitimately, rather than this one kind of breaks up the mold to get it to tilt. But other than that, it's fantastic. So the legs, just like in bot mode with the shoulders, they rotate all the way around, and these back ones go out a little bit, but not too much, which is fine. And then the front ones go out a ton, which is even better. So that's great. Really nice job with the leg articulation. So the neck has a point of articulation right here. It has a swivel. It has a bend right here. Has another bend right here. And then it has a swivel at the top of the neck and another bend at the head. So the other really cool thing they did, and this is just a tiny bit hard to get open, but they have the mouth on like a pseudo ratchet, and then in the mouth, as they've done on other ones, if you can see that, they have the cannons in there, which is really, really cool. So that's another really nice little touch. So, and also on the back end, he has an articulated tail. So the tail has 2 points of articulation. It has one close to the base of it, and then one further out, about 2/3 of the way out, maybe halfway out. And it actually gets a really good range. So that's really cool. I like that they did that. That's the one thing that Giga doesn't have a super good range on. It's just got 1 point of articulation in their tail. But that might be something they can update later on. But other than that, this guy is fantastic. This Dino mode is just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to do another size comparison with Optimus as a truck, so you can see how big he is. I kind of don't want to do a size comparison between Gutter and him, because I feel like people are going to get bothered that I'm using a Gigapower Dinobot to compare to an FT1. So I'm not going to do that. But just for size comparison purposes, I'm going to do one with Optimus in his truck mode, so you guys can see how they stack up to each other. But before that, I want to show how cool and how easy it is to do the cartoon eye gimmick. So if you pull up on the top of the head, there's a piece right here that pops out, and then that's also how you change out the Dino mode eyes. So if you wanted to, at this point, you could take the red eyes and swap them out for the blue ones. So that's up to you if you really want to do that. But also, without putting anything else into the Dino mode, you can put the the cartoon eyes onto him, and that I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of what sold me on this thing right there, because that just goes to show how much this company loves Transformers, that they would do something as cool as that. So everyone out there who loves Fanstoys, I understand why now. This is fantastic, Fantoy-tastic. I really like it a lot. So now we're gonna do the robot the alt mode comparison to Optimus Prime. Okay, guys, we're gonna do a size comparison with just Optimus Prime in alt mode. I don't really see the need to do one with Gutter. Like I said, I don't want to piss anyone off, but just so you guys get an idea, he is massive. I can't even believe how big that looks. He is perfect. That's great. I'm probably gonna have to buy this set. I wasn't going to. I was just gonna go the Giga Power route, but I see the light, and at this point, I'm gonna have a very hard time not doing it. This just works so well, and I really like that they kind of went so cartoon accurate, and then Giga's kind of more toy accurate. So I feel like that doesn't really make it double dipping at that point, because you're getting two completely different renditions of a character. So I'm probably going to go with both, and I hate myself saying that, but yeah, these are fantastic, and this works so well. So now that we're to the final thoughts portion of the video, this really bums me out, because I don't want to give him away. I love this thing. It's fantastic. I have a couple gripes with the legs. Not something that should stop anyone from purchasing this. I just hope that Fanstoys sees this and, there's been a couple other reviewers that have brought it up. I just hope Fanstoys sees this and possibly can rectify some of those things prior to the final release. They're not deal breakers, but they could be better. The legs, the fact that they flop around kind of like Scoria syndrome. Like I said, I don't have any FT Dinobots, but I've seen a lot of reviews because I've been going back and forth for months about trying to get them or not. And I saw a couple reviews about Scoria having the leg issues. And unfortunately, Stomp has them right now too. So hopefully that's something they can fix, because there's different issues now. I mean, he can get into some great poses, but the issue is with the flopping of the inner joint when you use it for transformation to spin the leg around, and then also the knee joint is a tiny bit weak, so the lower part of the leg, the calf and the foot, actually flop down. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but he's amazing. I can't believe how amazing he is. It's not. I mean, I didn't get sent this. I'm not getting any discounts for doing this. I'm not getting a free figure. I got lucky enough to have a friend who had this figure and asked me if I wanted to do a review on it because he knew I was getting into doing this. I would have loved to get it even sooner, but I got a chance to look at him early, and he is amazing. I would recommend this. I mean, I'm going to go buy a whole set because of this. So if I'm going to go do that, and I mean, my collection is not anything near as large as other people's. I wish I didn't even get this thing now, because I'm probably going to go spend a lot of money. But I really like it. I didn't do anything with the swapping of the faces. It's not mine, and I'm kind of worried about doing that. Not because of the quality, just because I know sometimes you have to use some tools to get in there doing it, and I don't want to screw anything up. It's like I said, it's not mine to do that with. But other than that, it's perfect. There's a couple flaws on the chrome on the sword, but other than that, the chrome's fantastic. The chrome on his feet looks amazing. The chrome on the gun looks amazing. The chrome on his face looks amazing. The chrome on the wings, the silver chrome, it's amazing. This is what I would hope I'd be able to get for a cartoon accurate Stomp or a Sludge, because this is just, it's unbelievable. So I would suggest going to get this if you can. If you've already started collecting them, I would at least try to finish the line. I know you're going to want to, but if you even haven't gotten into it yet, it's going to be hard. This is maybe the best one they've done thus far. I've had a chance to handle the other ones. Like I said, I don't own them, but I've had a chance to handle them, and this is the best one I feel they've done. It's fantastic. Yeah, so if you get a chance to go out there and get it, do it. And if you like the video, I'm going to keep on trying to do more. I just getting set up. I put one up already of a KO from the Fanstoys website, but they're going to keep on coming. I want to keep on doing videos. I know I'm going to do one of the KO oversized Feral Rex, and I just want to be honest. You know, I mean, I have absolutely no connections to any of these companies. I'm a very new collector. I've only been doing this now for just over a year, and I just want to help people stay away from the issues that I've already fallen into within a year. So if I can get a figure and give someone some good feedback on it, that's what I want to do. I have no alliances with any of these people at all. I just want to show you guys some good Transformers reviews, and you know, look at some great figures and tell you what I like and what I don't like. Like with this guy, he's amazing. One of the best figures I've ever handled, but he does have a couple flaws, a couple big ones when it comes to the legs. Unfortunately, it should be something that they take care of. I don't see why they won't be tighter, but I hope they can, because this is it's like I said, it's not a deal breaker, but it would make an amazing figure absolutely perfect, because that is the only thing they could do to make this any better. But that should be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like it. If not, I'm sorry. But please subscribe to my page. I'm going to keep on doing some more videos, like I said. And I just want to get the honesty out there and help everyone make some good decisions with their money. All right, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.